Yeah, but men put up a persona and they act like somebody that they're not. So they'll pretend like they're this great guy, and then all of a sudden you're like, hey, boo, I'm pregnant. And then they show a whole different side of themselves.
Let me ask you a question. If I get married to a girl and she puts on this mask and I get married to her and then she finesses me, cheats on me, and leaves me, whose fault is it?
Technically, it was yours because you didn't see the signs.
Same exact situation with you.
Boom.
Technically, your fault because you didn't see the signs.
Yep.
Okay.
See how you're able to skirt accountability as a woman, but you can't necessarily do it as a man?
Yeah, but men lack accountability.
No, we don't.
You literally just lacked accountability just a second ago.
Yep.
How?
Do I need to rewind the thing real quick? Just like you have the ability and the authority to pick the man that impregnates you, you also have the authority and the responsibility of vetting the man. Same thing with me as a man getting with a girl that's a scumbag who uses me. It's my fault for getting finesse because finesse is a two-part process.
Women have a hard time with accountability.
Why do you think that is?
Men have taken up all this space in society as the formidable gender. If we admit that, like, we need you, we lose power. So women are becoming power hungry, can't admit they're wrong, kind of repulsive. And if you admit that you were wrong, there's shame.
What are women exclusively held accountable for?
Oh, I'm not exclusively held accountable for just women? I'm not sure. I can't think of anything.
Can you think of any problems in society that aren't blamed on men?
That's a good question. I really have no answer for that. I think we're not really held accountable for anything, and everything gets blamed on men.
I mean, women can't blame men for like periods and stuff.
Okay.
That aren't blamed on men? I mean, I'm sure tons, but like at the end of the day, like this society was kind of founded and built by men, so I feel like they should take accountability. Like this is the society that you built.
Why would we expect men to have emotional well-being in a society that always blames men?
I don't think anybody cares about men having a good emotional well-being, and that's the main thing. Like nobody cares.
If men are blamed for building society, why are they never credited for anything good in society?
Because it's expected.
Woman hits a man. People ask what the man did to deserve it. He hits her back. Now suddenly it's people shouldn't hit people. This is a moot point because this is discussing what happens when one hits the other, not some ideal world where people don't hit people. No one says it while she's assaulting him, but always say it the moment he swings back. People shouldn't hit people. Well, that boundary has been crossed. We're discussing the aftermath of the struck boundary, not the boundary itself. Just say you also have that double standard and move on. A woman cheats on a man? People say that the man was lacking somehow. Man has a bad experience with a woman? People tell him to choose better women. Man not attracted to a fat woman. Man is body shaming and needs to address his fat phobia. This ironically attempts to rob the man of his own agency. Man wants a traditional woman. Man wants a patriarchal slave and needs to address his misogyny. Woman gets into a relationship with an age gap. Man must have manipulated her into being in that relationship. Florence Pugh is an excellent example of this. Women want equal rights? They get it. Women want to be seen as equal to men? They get it. Women have to register for the draft. This is not the equality women asked for. Women can't find a man. Men need to step up. Men must not be shit. Men are trash. Women have sky-high expectations for a man. Men need to step up. Her inability to get her standards met is men's fault, not hers, for having standards that weed out almost every man in existence. Women don't want to deal with other women? Patriarchy is the cause of her internalized misogyny. Man doesn't want to date a single mother. Man is not a real man for not stepping up. Marriage and birth rates dropping. Implement a bachelor tax to make men pay. Ignoring the fact that it takes two to tango. Woman wants to lose weight? Patriarchy and societal beauty standards are forcing her, robbing her of her own body agency. Woman wants to wear makeup. Patriarchy and societal beauty standards are why she feels the need to wear makeup. Woman wants to be a stay-at-home mum. She's a patriarchal slave. Go on TikTok and Twitter. It is rampant. Woman runs stuff by her husband so he knows what's going on. He must be controlling her. Man doesn't want to date an OnlyFans creator. He's insecure and sexist for not wanting a woman who makes sexual content for other men to consume. Women are freaking coddled in society. This has infantilizing implications. Take Florence Pugh. She's the sister of Black Widow. She's in a relationship with a 21-year age gap, and she's 25. People accused her husband of manipulating her, like this mid-20th woman can't decide for herself who she wants to be in a relationship with. Like women being with an older man is some new thing. If a woman is experiencing hardship from being fat, for some reason, men and society are at fault. Fat women can want fit, chiseled men. But if a man desires the female equivalent of a fit, chiseled man, he's body-shaming, fat-phobic, misogynistic, and somehow racist. Talking about thin privilege is a direct way of relieving herself of accountability for being the cause of her hardship from being fat, and body positivity is a way to delude herself into happiness for being fat. I'm not saying you can't be happy and fat. I'm just saying if you need body positivity, you are insecure. Chances are that insecurity from being fat will alleviate when you lose weight. The lack of accountability women take assumes that everything she does, if it's not directly beneficial to her and has negative consequences, is not her fault, that something else must be the cause of her taking that action that didn't work out. Stay-at-home motherhood has been attacked by feminism for ages, and they chalk it up to patriarchy. Maybe she just wants to support her husband, raise their kids, and not work 40 to 60 hours a week for 20 years. The normalization of cheating is an epidemic. Go to Cosmo or these other trash sites. There's an article by a woman saying that every woman should have an affair at least once. Every woman should lie and shove a spearhead in the hearts of the men they're involved with. Stories about women having experiences glamorized in these sites in their own articles. Constant advice to text as many men as possible. Advice to leave a man on the back burner so you have someone else to go to if your relationship goes belly up. Of course, no one encourages a man to have women on the back burner if his current relationship doesn't work out. Why? It's shitty. Suppose a woman is actually in a communicative marriage and wants her husband to know what she's doing. In that case, she'd be bombarded with stuff like, "But your husband doesn't control you," or "You ask permission from your husband. Couldn't be me." And this is almost always said by either her single female friends or weasel men trying to be her side piece. A woman will be gassed up on social media and her friends to leave a perfect relationship because she begins to believe she is too good for this man, and then turn around and blame social media for her choice to leave as if she didn't pull the trigger of her own volition. Then people will tell her that she can find more love, more fish in the sea, all that stuff. If a man can be blamed, the man will be blamed. I remember seeing a post about abusive mothers, and someone said something along the lines of, maybe she's fed up about the father leaving, and that's why she's abusive. Literally attempting to absolve her of accountability for literally abusing her own child. Her bad decisions are mitigated as much as possible until it all comes back and bites her in her mid-30s and beyond. Women's extreme lack of accountability is extreme infantilization. If a woman wants to take responsibility for her actions, it seems like she must force herself to take accountability. Anyway, that's all for today on Manhood. Remember to smash the like and subscribe buttons and click on the notification bell to be the first to know when I drop a new video. If you find value in my videos, you can show your support through PayPal or Cash App. The links are in the description. See you next time. Cheers.